Hello, everybody. It is October 19th, and this is this week's edition of De-JOE-tional. Once again, we are diving into the Mr. Rogers effect, and this week we're going to talk about pause and think. Like what I did there? Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Rogers talked about we don't take enough time for self-reflection. We don't take enough time to stop and think about things. We just tend to just go, 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 go. Always busy. The busier we are, the better we are, right? So, or we think so. So we have to take time to pause and think about things. So he did this by reminding us that what is on the inside is more essential than what is on the outside. And if anybody knows that, it's the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials. How many of you know that commercial? Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And he gets a Tootsie Pop and goes, well, 1, 2, 3, 3. He is so quick to get to the inside because he knows that the Tootsie Roll on the inside is better than the candy on the outside. So I think that's a great description. We all tend to look at the candy part of it, and we don't realize that there is this awesome chocolatey Tootsie Roll in the middle. So, yeah, it's a dumb example, but I think it fits. So he talks about what is essential, and what's essential is what's on the inside more than the outside. So here's some advice that he gave for us. We have to look past the outward appearance and search for the rest of the story in each person, even yourself. And I think that's a good point, that we tend to we look at the outward appearance of a lot of people. You all know the story or the saying, you can't judge a book by its cover. It's a saying because we all do it, right? So we have to look past that to what's on the inside, even ourselves. We tend to judge people based on our own feelings and our own experiences. So we have to look past our hard candy shell before we can look past other people's, or we got to do it in the same way. When tempted to judge someone's outward appearance, take time to wonder what that person has gone through. We're all going through things that people don't know anything about. We all have stories. We all have stuff going on in our lives that people don't know anything about because we tend to put up walls and shut people out of it. So keep that in mind. Demeaning behavior is hurtful and destructive. That goes without saying. There's nothing that good comes out of demeaning behavior. Bullying, teasing. I don't mean lighthearted joking, teasing, because we all do that. I mean hateful, spiteful, destructive behavior. We do that a lot of times too. It's hurtful and it's not good. Make goodness attractive. We all tend to be drawn by disaster. If we watch the news, which I don't, I've not watched a newscast in years. I just stopped doing it. It's all negative stories. This fire, somebody got shot, these taxes, this protest. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on that they all spin it negatively. So it's all negative. If you had a newscast of puppy dogs and rainbows, nobody would watch it. NASCAR fans, a lot of them are NASCAR fans because they like the crashes. They won't admit it, but they do. So make goodness attractive. Make the good things popular. Make the good things what people want to be part of. Have compassion for each person's inside story, even if it's a painful one, especially if it's a painful one. We got to have compassion because, again, we don't know what they're going through. It's okay to feel the whole range of emotions. Again, when we're looking for the inside and when we're dealing with our own insides, it's okay to feel the whole range of emotions. You can be mad, sad, upset, hopeful, everything all at once. It's okay. We tend to hide certain parts. We tend to look at things that if you're upset, we view it as a negative thing. If we're mad about something, we get mad that we're mad. You ever had that feeling? I am mad at myself for being mad. Well, it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to have the whole range of emotions. We all have choices about how we respond to the painful parts of our story. I've had many students that go through some painful experiences, either in school or at home, and they take it out by punching lockers or punching brick walls or kicking desks or whatever, and makes it worse. We do that as adults too, right? We take it out on destructive behavior. We all have choices about how we respond to the painful parts. We can try to look at the positive things and look at the hopeful, promising things, or we can dive and dwell in the negative. Many of us tend to dwell in the negative. Cultivate curiosity about people and the world. We're all different. All of us are different. Men, women, adults, kids, black, white, Republicans, Democrats, Cubs fans, Cardinal fans. We're all different. But instead of magnifying those differences and making fun of those differences and making those differences the cause for combat and hating and fighting, learn about those differences. I can't tell you how many times I've sat with students who are different, different age, different color, different gender, whatever, and I try to find out about their experiences. I'm genuinely curious about their background. So take time to be curious about the differences in people, and take time to process what you learn about the insides, about those things before you draw conclusions. So those were things about him. Mr. Rogers also emphasized the importance of self-reflection. At the end of our lesson Sunday with the youth, I gave them this exercise to do, and I'm going to challenge you all at home to do the same. First, here are the 4 questions. How would you describe yourself to another person without using external descriptors like appearance, age, school, family, etc.? What's on the inside? Because those things, the appearance, age, school, family, those things are the hard candy shell, right? I want to know about the Tootsie Roll. What's on the inside? How would you describe who you are, the inside? How would you describe that? Then, the second question, how would your family describe you? Not how you think or hope they describe you. How would they actually describe you? How would your friends describe you? That's question 3. How would your friends describe you? Not, oh, I'm sure they think I'm really cool. No, how would they really think about the way you behave with them, how you interact with them, what you say to them, what they say to you, what you say about them behind their backs, what they're saying about you behind your back? How would your friends describe you? And then 4, and this was kind of cool, how would people you don't necessarily get along with describe you? What events, what behaviors has caused that rift and given them the impression that you're really not that cool of a person to be with? How would they describe you? So go through all those, answer all those genuinely. This is a time where you pause from all the busyness going on and you reflect on the kind of person you are. How would all those people, you, your family, your friends, and the people you don't necessarily get along with, describe you? Then, make sure your answers do this. Is it genuine? All those things make up your story. All the choices you've made, the behaviors you display, the relationships you have, the events that have taken place is your story. Is your story genuine? Or is it full of lies? Is it full of hopes and dreams and all that? Or is it genuine? Do you own up to it? Yeah, I was a jerk as a kid at times. Yeah, I was a jerk as a soccer coach, especially to referees. I hate to admit it, but I was. In fact, I told myself I watched Brad coach a 9-year-old girls game, and there were parents that were just ridiculous. And I said to Susan and Matt at the time, I said, I wish 52-year-old me could go back and tell 32-year-old me to shut up, because I was like that. And I own up to it. And then the third question on this, are you proud of it? No. So make sure that you can identify the behaviors and actions that you have and the type of person you are. Are those things, are you proud of those things? If you're not, then the next question is, what can you do to change it? So go through this self-reflection time of how you would describe your Tootsie Roll, if you will, the inner gooiness of your, not the hard candy shell, but the inner part. How would you describe that about yourself? How would your family describe you? How would your friends describe you? And how would the people that you don't necessarily get along with describe you? Then, is what you've written, what you've reflected on, is it genuine? Do you own up to it? Do you own up to the good things you've done? Do you own up to the bad things you've done? Are you proud of it? Parts of it, yes. Parts of it, maybe not so much. And then what can you do to change the parts that you're not proud of? That's what self-reflection is all about. And Mr. Rogers emphasized this emphatically in this chapter, to pause and think. Don't just get so caught up in the busyness of your lives that you don't take the time to sit and reflect on the kind of person you are. All right, so a little deep this week and a little bit shorter. We're only at 12 and a half minutes. So that's all I got for this week. Good luck with that. Have fun with that. Learn from what you're going to do this week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.